excited about, mainly because it's a topic that I really like, Formula One, um, and I believe this is quite interesting topic to talk about. So let's see how that goes. Basically, what we're going to do today is to rank every single track on the F1 calendar. Um, this is obviously my opinion, blah 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 blah. But I've been watching F1 for quite a lot now, so yeah, I think my opinion holds some value. Maybe, I mean, maybe you don't agree. That's fair, but it can be. I think it can be fun to do, right? I mean, uh, I think it's something worth ranking. Maybe we can give some ideas to F1, basically to bring back some tracks that are forgotten. Man, Hockenheim, um, and to get rid of some that are basically shit. Let's start. So we're going to be starting basically all the way from Abu Dhabi. It's not. I think it's ranked like it's like there's basically no order whatsoever. So it's going to be fun. Abu Dhabi is a nice track. I think maybe not worth it to be like the last one. I did prefer when Brazil. I think Brazil used to be the last one. I think Brazil is nicer track. Just Marina is a good track. I think it is like it should stay on the calendar because it has delivered great racing. Although, if I'm not mistaken, no, actually, I am mistaken. This one is run winter, I believe. So, yeah, no problem. It is a nice track. I think it's quite fun. Nothing to be too excited with, but it's a solid B. I think it's a solid B. USA. I mean, USA is an okay track. Like this is. I know this is Austin. Sorry, this is Austin. Um, yeah, Austin is Texas. Is Qatar, right? Is Circuit of the Americas. Yeah, because it has this sector. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay, this is the nicest track in America, in the US. So I think it's another B. It's just a great track. There's nothing really special about it. I mean, the first sector is nice because it's technical, and yeah, that's the thing I like about it. But the second, I mean, it's an okay track. I don't hate it. It's not a bad track. It is very harsh on tires, but gives some cool racing sometimes. Although it is very normally every year there are like DRS trains, which are not very fun to watch, mainly because there are like one fairly long straight and one shorter straight, but still noticeable. So it is hard to overtake, but it is what it is. Australia is another good track. I think Australia is actually quite a nice track. Um, I think it's still like in the B tier, but I would put it on the top of B tier just because it's one of the best tracks of the start of the year, in my opinion. And it has nice sectors, but I didn't really like the rework they did around turn something. It's basically in the like when you start the second sector, I believe. But yeah, it's an okay track. It's a nice track. There's nothing wrong about it. Cool racing. It's not too harsh, but not like super super easy. It's nice. So on the top of B tier, then we have Baku, which is one of my favorites. I am sorry people say Baku is shit. I don't agree. I think Baku is quite great, actually. I really liked the castle part, and I think it is a solid A, in my opinion. It is true that straight is too long, and it is true that most of the times the races are very boring. But the qualifying is fire. So only for that, maybe they could make some changes to it, but only for the qualifying. And I think sometimes the racing is cool. It gets an A. First day. So far, we're off to a good start. Sakir, this is Qatar. I don't like Qatar. No, sorry, this is Bahrain. Sorry, this is Bahrain. Bahrain is the first track of the year, which I don't mind. I don't think it's a bad track. I don't think it's a great track. It has probably like one interesting sector, but that's it. So yeah, I would say it's a C. It's the first C we have, but there's just nothing special about it. I mean, yes, it's the first track of the calendar. Some tests are done there, but apart from that, the track itself, there's nothing special. There's no fans. It's super hot. I mean, it's okay to watch it. Like, the track itself is not horrible. It's just, I don't know. It's not great either. So first C. Then we have Spa. Spa, in my opinion, is an A. It's an A. It's not a NES. Just because, for me, it's too long. Like, over the lap, it's too long. It's 1 minute 45, more or less 43. And yeah, the first sector is really cool, like Rouge, and it's a good track overall. But there's nothing that screams, apart from its history, of course, Formula One heritage. It's just a very good track, a historical track. But I don't really like. The only thing I remember about Spa is either people dying, 2021 Grand Prix that was cancelled, and this Grand Prix. But I don't really remember like insane battles. I mean, I do remember some of them, but nothing like other tracks. So I would say it's in the top of A. So yeah. Then we have Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is my favorite, one of my, if not my favorite track in F1. It's insanely good. It has a nice straight. It has an incredible sector. Like, it is super good. Like, the track itself is super technical, super nice, and I think it's very, like, to be good on Sao Paulo, you have to be good, like in F1. Sorry, I think the camera is a little bit. Nice. I'm probably the same, but yeah, super fun racing to watch. I remember a lot of battles, like in Sao Paulo. I remember when in 2000, oh, 2000, I don't want to mess this up, 2010, when Alonso lost here, I believe, because Vettel overtook. Yeah, no, yeah, maybe. I think it is 2010. Maybe it's 2000. No, I don't think it's 2012. Whatever. I remember that ending. Alonso losing, unfortunately, from 1 point, and Vettel winning the championship. Yeah, but it was really cool. I remember last year when Alonso fought Checo. I remember Hamilton making insane laps, insane qualifying. I remember Magnussen doing pole. So, in my opinion, it's an S. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. I know I don't prepare these videos. I'm sorry, but I don't prepare any video. I just do them because I want to. But yeah, it's basically what I remember. And Canada is another one that I really like. People hate on Canada sometimes. I don't really get why, because I think it's a very nice track. It has a nice sector, in a nice first sector, then it has. It's just like an average second and third sectors, and the Wall of Champions and stuff. So I would say after Spa, it's a nice track. Nothing really to say about it. Hamilton is good at this track. I know for a fact. I know that, yeah, it is a very good track to test things on, because it's kind of like a very neutral track. It has like a little bit of everything, right? I mean, it doesn't really have. I mean, I guess it has one or two, one fast corner, but it's a nice track, anyways, because it provides, in my opinion, good racing, good enough. Then we have China. China is an okay track, but it has the same problem as Spa. It's too long. It's way too long, and yeah, in my opinion, it could be literally a third shorter, just because these like straights are way too long, in my opinion, and it makes the first and second sector, which are okay, nice, a little bit. It makes the track a little bit boring, to be honest. So I would say it's a C as well. It's better than Sakir. Then, okay. Then we have Silverstone, which people really like, but I don't like. I don't see the hype about Silverstone. I know it's historic, like Spa, but the only sector I really like, I obviously like the SS and the first one. The third one I don't like. I think it's too. It's basically impossible to overtake, and the only overtaking opportunity we have seen this year, at least, is at the end of the DRS straight after the DS straights. DS DSs. So it's a nice track. It's yeah, it's okay. It's an okay track. I wouldn't say it's an S. It has good racing, but not that much lately. But yeah, Carlos Sainz won there. Hamilton has won there. Norris has won there. Did Norris win there? I think so, this year. I might be mistaken. If I am, sorry, I have a very bad memory. I for sure watched the race, but I think it's an A. And I think it's better than Baku. I don't think it's better than Canada. Then we have Imola, which is my favorite track from Italy. I think Imola is a very well put together track. It's very technical. I like the new layouts, and it's just very interesting to watch every single time, because people try a lot of different strategies, which is something that you want to see from a track and you don't really see from longer, like basically from China or Spa, in which times tend to be higher. If times are shorter, usually you can make different strategies just because tires and stuff. Although with these tires, with the Pirelli tires, you could probably do, I don't know, 2 races in a row with a hard tire and probably finish them both. Just because Pirelli thought it was a good idea to kill racing. So thank you, Pirelli. Imola is, in my opinion, I mean, we have to take into consideration the other tracks as well. Yeah, I think Imola, in my opinion, is an S. It's very historic, of course, strategy, and also some interesting races. In my opinion, I do remember good racing in Imola, but the overtaking opportunities are maybe not that good. But overall, I really like the track. Monza is like the opposite. I don't really like Monza that much. I think it's just a bank average track. it looks like a Middle Eastern track just because it's full of fucking straights. It's iconic and all, but yeah, not my cup of tea. So we're going to put it in B. It's better than Austin. It's better than Jazz Marina. It's not better than Australia. Suzuka, I hate in the F1 game because I don't know how to make the first sector work. But in real life, I do remember great racing in Suzuka. I do remember a lot. Um, it's a historic track as well. The fans are super nice, and the track itself is really unique, which is something you want to see from a track. It doesn't look like your average track. So I would say it's an A. It's an A. It's like it has its weaknesses, but I like it. I think it's an A as well. Probably, in my opinion, it's better than Silverstone. It's better than Baku. It's better than Montreal, but it's not better than Spa. Las Vegas is the worst shit I have ever seen. It's just a fucking square. I mean, there's nothing to it. This only has like the first sector, which is mildly interesting, but not like that much. This is literally your bank average track, is, but in a bad way. It is like it doesn't have history. It doesn't have fans because like an entrance cost like fucking $500,000 or something. It doesn't have like aura. It doesn't have good racing, good qualifying. It doesn't have anything. It's shit. It only has money. Mexico, on the other hand, is a nicer track, but it's very harsh on the tires. It is very long as well, and I don't think it's the best. It's good. It's not a bad track, but it's a B. It's a solid B. I like the last sector, but that's about it. I think it's a B. Is it better than Austin? Let's do one thing. I think Austin is better than Monza as a circuit. And I think Mexico is also better than Monza. I think Monza is just, it's not it. Miami is a better track than Las Vegas, but it's basically the same in terms of everything else that is not racing. The racing is a little bit better because it has like 2 or 3 good corners, but that's it. I don't think it should be an F1. I think it's bad just because it's super expensive. It's like a VIP, which basically now 3/4. No, basically 3/4. No, you cannot go into an F1 race anymore. Not that I have been into anyone because I don't have the money to pay for it, but the only one that I could theoretically pay is Hungary. That says a lot about the sport and its state. So yeah, fuck you, Liberty Media. Then we have Monte Carlo, which is an historic track. Like the qualifying is the best all year round. But I wouldn't say it's an S. I wouldn't say it's an S. Just because the racing is a procession, is boring as fuck. But I understand that it's very important. It's a very important track, and the drivers love it, and it's very hard. So for that reasons, I'm gonna put it behind Silverstone. Yeah, but the racing itself is very bad. Then we have Sandboard, which is another A. Because I really like it. It's in the end very entertaining circuit. As a track, it's really nice. The fans are good. Yeah, not much more to say. I think the racing might be a little bit more boring than other ones, but yeah, it's a solid A. It's like the last of 8 here. Then we have Qatar. Qatar is very bad. It's very bad. It looks like a teapot. And the racing, I don't really like it. It's just fucking hard tire game. Just put a hard tire. That's it, and then another hard tire probably if you could. Um, yeah, it's about track. Same problems as Miami or as Las Vegas or as like Jeddah. Nothing to do with F1. And the track itself is dead. The fans are dead. Nothing to say about it, but there's no fans basically. So it's in the D. It's in the D. Jeddah. Okay, the racing is a little bit better, but same problems. I think it's bad as well. I mean, it's a very dangerous track in my opinion. It shouldn't be in the calendar just because of how dangerous it is. I think it's about time we're going to see a disgrace occur because yeah, the speed is insane, and there is like one turn to the left in which someone is going to lose it and go straight into the barriers at like 300 kilometers an hour, 330 or something, and that's going to be bad news. Then we have Singapore, which I fucking hate. I know it's more a historic track. It's not super historic, but it has like 20 years or something like that. But I fucking hate it. I think it's like the same as it has like the good things of Monte Carlo without the good things of Monte Carlo. So it has like basically all the disadvantages. So I think it's a fucking shit. Although at least there are fans, so it is better than both of these ones. It's probably better than Jeddah as well. So Jeddah is going down. Then we have Barcelona. Okay, we have 3 good circuits at least. Barcelona is a good track, especially with the changes they made. It's a good testing track. It's just like your bang average track with fans and with some history to it. So I think it's a solid B. I wouldn't say it's. I would say it's like slightly worse than Australia, but it's better than Abu Dhabi, more or less. And then we have Austria, which I fucking love, especially what they have done now with the gravel traps. Basically, there are no track limits violations now, so that's a good thing because we're finally going to see some racing. And yeah, the race this year was good. And I do remember a lot of times when it was like super cool, like to watch Spielberg, so the Red Bull Ring, basically Austria. Um, Especially in the wet, I remember a lot of wet tires going around through the years. But it's a good track. I really like it. The qualifying is also really good, and the atmosphere. I don't really like Red Bull as a brand, but it is okay. We'll forgive them this time. And then we have Budapest, which in the F1 game I hate. And the F1, like watching F1, is not my favorite track, but it's cheap, and we're going to boost their rating a little bit just because it is the only one that is affordable. The atmosphere is good. The racing is not that bad. It's just that sometimes overtaking can be a little bit challenging. I mean, you have to get it done basically at the end of the straight. But yeah, it's a good track as well, so it will go in the A tier probably. Yeah, last. Yeah, in my opinion, is worse than Zandvoort as a track. So this is more or less the rating. Track that I want out: Jeddah, Miami, Lusail, Las Vegas, arguably Shanghai, arguably Sakir. That would be it more or less. Yeah, bring Baku and Bahrain back. Bring Portimao back. I really like Portimao. and stop with the strict circuits. We don't need strict circuits. Really, they're fucking shit. So I really hope you enjoyed the tier list. It's basically me complaining about the state of F1, but you know how it is, unfortunately. So yeah, if you want me to do like a tier list of like the drivers and stuff, could be fun. So yeah, thank you for sticking with me, and subscribe if you want. I mean, you don't lose anything. I don't lose anything. Do it if you want. Yeah, if you enjoy it, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.